The film opens with a gripping scene inside a car, where two individuals are embroiled in a fierce struggle. Riley North finds herself grappling with a formidable opponent who manages to injure her thigh. In a desperate act of self-defense, she pulls out a gun and fatally shoots him. Afterward, she stashes his body in the trunk and drives to Skid Row, a place where she has been hiding out. Inside her van, she tends to her wound, takes a swig from a drink, and stitches herself up. Amidst her supplies, she unexpectedly discovers a box of Girl Scout cookies. The narrative then flashes back 5 years, taking us to a day when Riley and her young daughter, Carly, are leaving a cookie fair. As they make their way home, they encounter Peg, the mother of another Girl Scout, who instigates a heated argument over parking and hurls hurtful comments at them. Although Carly is eager to retaliate, Riley advises her against it, reinforcing the idea that violence is not the solution. Later, Riley leaves Carly with her husband, Chris, asking him to handle the preparations for Carly's birthday celebration while she heads off to work. At the bank where Riley is employed, her boss pressures her into working overtime on Carly's special day due to a coworker's absence. Meanwhile, Chris's business partner, Mickey, pitches a risky venture that promises to improve their family's future. When Riley returns home later than planned, she is devastated to find that no one attended Carly's party. All the kids had chosen to go to Peg's pre-arranged holiday gathering instead. To lift Carly's spirits, Riley suggests they visit a Christmas carnival for some festive cheer. Carly lights up at the idea, and Chris reassures them that brighter days are ahead. Unbeknownst to them, a gang member named Cortez is watching Chris and reports their whereabouts to his boss, Diego Garcia, who has sinister plans for anyone who opposes him. While the family enjoys their time at the carnival, tragedy strikes as 3 hired assassins arrive and open fire. In an instant, Chris and Carly are killed, and Riley is shot multiple times but manages to reach her daughter's lifeless body, cradling her in despair. As help arrives, Riley is rushed to the hospital. Detectives Carmichael and Moises come to the scene, and Carmichael is visibly shaken by the sight of Carly's lifeless form. A month later, when Riley regains consciousness in the hospital, Carmichael approaches her with an urgent request. He needs her help in identifying 3 suspects they have apprehended. He warns her that without her cooperation, the suspects could be released. Riley learns that Chris was targeted because he had been involved in a scheme to steal from Diego Garcia, a plan he ultimately abandoned. Somehow, this information had leaked out. Overcome with grief, Riley is shown photographs of happier times with Chris. As memories flood back, she tells Carmichael that she can identify the shooters responsible for this unimaginable tragedy. Riley stands resolute as she identifies the 3 suspects from a police lineup, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and determination. Detective Moises, sensing the growing danger, informs Carmichael about the unsettling disappearance of a fellow officer who had previously investigated Diego Garcia, hinting at the drug lord's insidious influence within the police force. In light of this revelation, they resolve to distance themselves from the case, recognizing the peril that surrounds them. As Riley faces an eviction notice and begins to pack her belongings, she finds herself lost in memories of her daughter Carly, particularly the drawings that capture her innocent spirit. Meanwhile, Henderson, the opposing counsel, approaches with a tempting offer of money, urging her to drop her case. Riley's response is unwavering. She firmly rejects his proposition. Noticing her antipsychotic medication, Henderson implies that her mental state could undermine her credibility. Enraged by his insinuation, Riley forcefully returns his money, unwilling to let him manipulate her. During the courtroom proceedings, Henderson relentlessly questions Riley about her medication, casting doubt on her reliability and ultimately leading the court to dismiss her claims. In desperation, she turns to her lawyer for support, only to be met with indifference from the district attorney. The judge's ruling in favor of the defendants ignites a fierce passion within Riley as she confronts the judge about the brutal murder of her family. Her emotional outburst is met with swift action. An officer uses a taser on her, resulting in her removal from the courtroom and subsequent placement in a mental health program. Meanwhile, Lisa contacted Carmichael and Moises with alarming news. Riley had stolen $50,000 from the bank before disappearing, raising suspicions about her potential involvement in the murders. They theorize that she has been living off the grid for years. However, unbeknownst to them, Riley is quietly plotting her reckoning against those who destroyed her family, planning to confront them on the 5th anniversary of their deaths. As her plan unfolds, Riley stealthily infiltrates Judge Stevens' home and subdues him, securing his hands to a table with nails. She confronts him about his corrupt history and questions whether he remembers her. After taking an item from his display, she leaves his house with a newfound sense of purpose. Later, she boards a bus and triggers a bomb, resulting in a devastating explosion that claims Judge Stevens' life. Carmichael soon learns of Riley's actions, uncovering that she has also eliminated lawyer Henderson and threatened the district attorney just the night before. Diego Garcia becomes aware of Riley's vendetta against lawyers and their associates and retaliates by placing a bounty on her head through Cortez. At the same time, Garcia faces threats from a rival cartel due to Riley's disruption of 2 of their drug shipments within a single week. Amidst her quest for vengeance, Riley encounters a young boy and shares a toy taken from Judge Stevens' home, revealing a fleeting moment of compassion amidst her turmoil. Later, she observes her father inebriated and decides to follow him to a store. There, confronting him with a gun in hand, she demands he abandon his destructive drinking habits and take responsibility as a father. Riley approaches the shopkeeper with a fierce determination, delivering a stern warning: her father is not to be served any more alcohol. With a firm monetary offer, she secures his car, setting her sights on Marvin, a man linked to Garcia who launders cartel money through a piñata store. Disguising herself as a destitute woman, Riley resorts to extreme measures, resorting to violence by eliminating 2 men to gain access to the operation. As she infiltrates the gang's setup, her face is recognized from the news, prompting an immediate hail of gunfire directed at her. Undeterred, Riley methodically takes down each gang member, leaving no one with a chance to escape. She confronts Marvin, extracting vital information before igniting the shop in flames, destroying the laundered money in the process. Marvin's disclosure reaches Garcia, who erupts with fury at Marvin for revealing their operation to Riley. Riley's audacious actions quickly capture headlines, igniting fervent discussions and speculation on social media about her vigilant quest for justice. Meanwhile, Lisa and Carmichael begin their investigation at the piñata store, but Carmichael grapples with doubts regarding Riley's capacity to orchestrate such a complex plan. He resolves to contact the Narcotics Division for assistance in tracking down Garcia. As this unfolds, Lisa grows increasingly intrigued by the location where Riley has been hiding for the past 3 months. On the other side, Garcia's suspicions about Marvin's role in Riley's scheme escalate. Taking matters into his own hands, he eliminates Marvin and devises a cunning trap aimed at ensnaring and eliminating Riley. Eventually, Lisa and Carmichael pinpoint Riley's location within the crime analysis wing and are taken aback by the overwhelming public support she has garnered. Lisa deduces that a low-crime area over the past 3 months could be Riley's hideout and sets out on a mission to find her. Meanwhile, Riley ventures into a warehouse rigged with tripwires and explosives, where Garcia's men lie in wait. Recognizing the trap, she deftly avoids detection, escapes to safety, and triggers the explosives, causing a massive explosion that obliterates the building. Believing Riley to be dead, Garcia's men leave the scene. However, she emerges from a sewer tank, steals a vehicle, and pursues them relentlessly. Intercepting their path, she swiftly eliminates both men, leaving Garcia with the grim realization that she is very much alive and undeterred in her quest for justice. Using one of Garcia's men's trucks, Riley infiltrates his heavily fortified building, systematically taking out his bodyguards as she advances through the premises. She embarks on a relentless killing spree, but when she finally confronts Garcia, his daughter unexpectedly appears. This sight stirs painful memories of her own deceased daughter, Carly, causing her to hesitate. In that moment of vulnerability, Garcia seizes the opportunity to stab her and escape with his daughter just as the police arrive. Riley narrowly evades capture and makes her way to Peg's residence. There, she confronts Peg and physically subdues her, taunting her about her failed marriage before commandeering her car. Meanwhile, Lisa contacted Carmichael to inform him of Riley's vehicle, believing that Riley may now be an unexpected ally in their pursuit of justice. Lisa's foremost goal is to apprehend Riley alive, seeking crucial information about Garcia and his network of suppliers. However, her instincts begin to raise alarms. She suspects that someone may be covertly aiding Garcia. To her shock, it is revealed that Carmichael, her own ally, has been serving as an informant and shoots Lisa without hesitation. In a swift betrayal, Carmichael divulges Riley's location to Garcia, who immediately mobilizes his men to scour the Skid Row area. Meanwhile, Riley confronts Garcia's associate, Cortez, and decisively eliminates him and his henchmen. In a bold move to unveil the corruption within the police force, she discovers Lisa's lifeless body and live streams the horrifying scene, exposing Carmichael as a corrupt officer. Riley calls upon both the police and the media to converge on the area, turning the spotlight on the unfolding chaos. Garcia, using a radio to address Riley, demands her surrender and threatens dire consequences should she refuse. The tension escalates as the stage is set for a dramatic standoff between them. Just as the police arrive, Garcia, in a fit of rage, takes Carmichael's life, convinced of his betrayal. Though he manages to escape, Riley pursues him relentlessly, cornering him and preparing to deliver a fatal blow. Yet, in a moment of intervention, Moises steps in, urging Riley to allow justice to unfold through the legal system and assuring her that Garcia will face imprisonment. Skeptical of the justice system's efficacy, Riley chooses to take matters into her own hands and shoots Garcia point blank. The police respond by opening fire on her, but Moises intervenes once more, commanding them to stand down. This moment crystallizes the conflict between the pursuit of justice and personal vendettas, as well as differing interpretations of right and wrong. The following morning, Moises finds Riley gravely injured at her family's gravesite. Despite her pleas for release from her suffering, he resolves to get her to a hospital. In a public statement, the police chief declares that Riley North must be held accountable for her actions, painting her as a criminal in the eyes of the public. Later, Moises visits Riley while she remains in police custody at the hospital. In hushed tones, he reveals that many, including some police officers, quietly support her actions. As a gesture of solidarity, he discreetly hands her a key to her handcuffs before walking away, facilitating her escape. With newfound determination, Riley breaks free from her restraints and vanishes into the night. The film concludes with her successful escape, leaving her future shrouded in uncertainty and prompting lingering questions about the path she will choose next. Thanks for watching. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe for more of these recaps. Until next time, have a nice day.